Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new stream. Oh, wait. Did I like? Huh. Hope I hope. I think oh yeah. I think I put the description in. Um. This is from a 2008. This is we're starting to work through the 2008 photos. Fortunately, I have a bunch of short ones in this, so I can do a bunch. I can do one nighters. This is going to be from a trip in 2028 where I had, well, it's sort of a split thing. I had the opportunity to get some night photos at Penn Station because that, at the time, that was the only time you could take photos at Penn Station without getting swarmed by police. Um, and there's also some photos at at a B&O CPL location at Havre De Grace, where I will be probably stopping by tomorrow. Not at this location, but at the Amtrak Grace interlocking. So this isn't super special, but I'll see if I can talk about some stuff. I earlier giving some thought to things. I'm likely going to stop with 2008. 2009 is just although there definitely can be some fix up in 2009 photos. It's leaning heavily into longer sets, stuff that's not quite as interesting. A lot of just signal, a lot of hardcore signal stuff. Like you're kind of going to see today, but instead of a total of 48 photos, it would be like 200. And by 2009, I've generally gotten into my appropriate stuff, although the quality was a little bit lower. So that's just an FYI. I should work through all of 2008 up through the midwinter trip. But we'll see how that goes. But so far, we still have a whole bunch of short ones that I can sort of bang out like this today. So, starting things off, I happened to be on train 66 that day, and I had noticed in a 2006 trip that you could get so like today, train 66 would hang out in New York Penn Station for about an hour. You had about an hour layover between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and you could get out and go to the end of the platform. So this one is, I have the diagram here at my end. I still don't have a good, I'm sure I have a diagram somewhere online. This is going to be at the end of platform 4. So between tracks 7 and 8, that's where they parked train 66 that day, that night. So previously, I had gone to take these photos at, I was at the premier track, platform 6, tracks 11 and 12. Those are the through tracks. If you straight rail Penn Station, you go straight through on track 11 and 12, station track 11 and 12, straight through the North River tunnels and out the East River tunnels. This one pulled over and dumped us on track 4 between 7 and 8. So one thing you see here is the famous, there might be more than one of these. It's one of the famous gooseneck signals. These signals right here, this is an original 1910 Penn Station signal. These were designed by Union Switch and Signal for Penn Station. They're an early color light signal. I've mentioned this before. Why did, it's the long running thing of high intensity light bulbs did not exist until like the 1920s. So what did you do in 1910? Well, you could use them in underground locations, and you just used low wattage bulbs. In daylight, that's why semaphores were popular, because they couldn't have the throw, or a position light, which used, again, low wattage bulbs, or a searchlight, which used low wattage bulbs. However, these special Penn Station signals, there were a couple varieties. They would only connect from the top, so you couldn't just lollipop one unless you put it upside down. And in this case, because they wanted to have that offset clear color for as an this is in theory an automatic. Maybe it's, some of these were kind of set up as automatics. I think this is technically an automatic pattern, but they're using it as an absolute signal. Anyway, they had to have a couple of these gooseneck masts to accommodate them. So this is looking out platform 4. See with those, that Comet and P32 DM, that is in the D yard. The D yard has 4 tracks. I'll talk about the D yard next. But that's what this is. And those 2 double slip ladders, those are the U and the M ladder. So U is on the near, M is on the far. This is the U ladder. One behind it's the M ladder. Oops. One second. There we go. Here we are on the other side of the pylon. This shows in the near ground the double slip switch for the U ladder. So here we have 3 tracks of the D yard: track D4D, 5D, 6D, 5D, 4D. And then maybe there were not some tracks in there, but then this one, the 1D, is one of the 2 diagonal, the tracks that serve the diagonal mail handling platform. Today it's just used for storage and other stuff, but that's the mail handling platform was under the post office. It'd be interesting as now that the post office is used as a train station, if they could find a way to make use of that diagonal platform, maybe for some sort of ultra luxury Empire service or something. If this was Harry Potter, that would be called like Diagon Platform. So let's just take a look what switch that is in the near ground. That's going to be the 127, 123 double slip. And the one behind it is going to be, one second, the 125, 129 double slip. 127, 123, 125, 129. Remember that. 127, 123, 125, 129. Write that down. I don't know if I had that good of a thing back in the day. See, it's going to be a big one here. Maybe I can make this a little bit bigger, get better detail on it. Okie doke. Let's see, this would be, what is it? 120. 25, 129 double slip. That's the U ladder, D yard, and the diagonal platform. Here we are looking down the D ladder. This is the looking back the other direction toward track 1. We see two Penn Station, suspended Penn Station signals there. The 126E and the 132E. These signals at Penn Station, even when it was re-signaled in 1995, they kept their original lever numbers, but lost the traded in L's and R's for E's and W's for East and Wests. Different interlockings have different prefixes. A interlocking had no prefix. JO and C and KN all got like a 500 or a 600 or a 400 number prefix. If you're wondering, in the age before smartphones, I was setting my camera down on the platform and taking the photos that way. So it's the 126 and the 132E. Today, photos in Penn Station are a lot easier. That's primarily because you can just do it with your phone with a night mode, which is a lot better than trying to rig up a camera on like a tripod or setting it down somewhere. But the ends of the platforms are a little bit more restricted. Since they put in the Moynihan train hall, a bunch of those platform ends have gotten cut off due to the elevators. It's literally too narrow to walk by them, and they've blocked them off. Okie dokie. Here we have a better view of the D yard. Let's see what we can do here. All right. We've got that same the first double slip is the same, but the second one is 121, 125. So the 127, 123, 121, 125, and then there's a 3D. So there's 4 tracks in the D yard. So that's D yard as well. That track there. So that's 6D, 5D, 4D, 3D, 1D. And let's see if I can tell what things we have in here. I cannot tell. That's a 700 series dual mode though, and then that's a 6000 series Comet. Plus 7 plus an NJT 6000, and it's at night. This is not a great photo here, but I'll probably include it. It's just showing the which double slip is this going to be? This is going to be the 119, 123 double slip and the D yard. And we just have a slightly different angle of that. Hold on. So at a certain point, they did start replacing a lot of the Penn Station signals, but it's not. It was sort of they replaced them as needed with a newer thing. And it's honestly still a unique signal. They got SafeTran to manufacture there. That's one of the new ones. It's got 2 modular SafeTran blocks, and then that head, which is I don't think it's used anywhere else, or whatever. I don't know. So there's a Penn Station original 1910. That's a new redo right there, and there's another redo right there. So it's the 126. That's the 130, and I can look what those other one what that guy is. And that D slip there. That's the 127, 131. And that other signal is the 132W. There's a lot of like back-to-back signals in Penn Station. When I say back-to-backs, you have a single lever controlling, USNS lever controls 2 signals, and those signals will literally be back-to-back. So that's going to be like the 132E, and that's the 132W. And that's the 126E. I don't know if that's the 126W. Yep, and the 127, 131 D slip. You can see the CP control valve. 127, 131. Each double slip, remember, has 3 points. Sometimes all 4. So because the A5s, the pneumatics can do a push me pull you configuration. However, M3s, normal M3s cannot. But they did produce special M3s for Grand Central that can do push me pull you. Am I just seeing the U ladder? I'm not really seeing the U ladder. 132 W. There we go. That got everything. Oh, I forgot to mention it was night. So here we have another one of those Penn Station guys. Like I said, it looks like it was one of the, there are 2 configurations. The automatics have a larger spread between the top things to really give you that offset automatic look, whereas the ones that were intended as absolute signals have a narrower spread at the top. This is the 116E. Today I can take these pictures no problem, though I can't quite get a zoom going on my phone as well. So here we have Amtrak AEM7 number 949. That's going to be unrebuilt. I don't have a number on the one behind it. This is slightly down. You could have seen, these were visible in one of the other photos. These are on track like 6. Yeah, I think they were on track 6. Don't know what's double-headed at this time of day. Here we have the 111 switch point machine. Yep, 111's next to track 8. I probably have other photos of this today. Yeah, don't know what to do with the how to clear the. There you go. That looks a little bit less sodium vapor. And here we have Cell Express 2035, back when it was still not falling apart. I mean, not this one specifically is falling apart. They're all falling apart, but they were doing pretty well in 2008. You can see the date and the time, Monday, February 4th. I wonder if this is President's Weekend. My plan was to go to Boston, but I think there was some sort of disruption. I wasn't able to do it. Couldn't have been President's Day. It seems weird to take it Monday, though, because I was working at this time. President's Day 2008 was the 18th, so, yeah, got me. This is the front. And this would have been New York Penn track 6. Wait, hold on. Yeah, track 7. Oh, and I still don't have the number on that other AEM 7. And that's all I have for Penn. At that point, I was already walking back to the train and trying to go get some shut eye. This kind of cuts to not February, and not New York Penn Station. I think I just had these 2 clips of photos and I merged them together. So this is sort of me when I was trying to. I mean, they weren't actively resignaling things. This is before Chatsworth. But I saw these and I think I might have been avoiding a traffic jam, and I just sort of pulled over and got some photos real quick. Yeah, I should probably use some of these older names. Or maybe not. Yeah, I don't really need to use these older names. Anyway, I can talk about B&O CPLs a little bit. So this is Philly Sub milepost 58. You can see the number plates are going to be 58.9. These are one signal down from Aiken Interlocking, which is right across the B&O bridge. Here it is. Here we go. There's New Jersey. There's Baltimore, Philly, Wilmington. Zoom in. There's Havre De Grace. There's the Amtrak bridge, Route 40 bridge, B&O bridge, and then finally the I-95 bridge. This interesting thing, this thing's called Garrett Island, that was owned by the B&O and then later CSX. When building the bridge, they somehow just came away with the island. They sold it to the state as a park in the 1990s. It's actually the core of an extinct volcano, a very, very, very old volcano. So it's not just some random island. There's actually like a thing about it. The Susquehanna eroded everything else, but not that like basalt core. Where this is, it's right we're at the crossing of Ontario Street. We're gonna see both the old and the new signals. The interlocking that it's distant for is this one, Aiken, right there. All this has been resignaled. So, oh, that's right. What I did was, coming off the bridge, I don't entirely know okay. Coming off the bridge, I think you turn here and you turn on Ohio Street and then you come up here to go out to back to I-95. I missed that turn and I saw the signals and it looks like I stopped and grabbed a photo of them right there. Oh man, I'm sure this street is full of speed bumps. Well, maybe not. Anyway, that's where we're at. So this is a typical, again, this is a pre-1986 configuration. Both signals, split signals to the right. The B&O tended to name its intermediate signal locations. These were named Havre De Grace. The names aren't that... Well, actually, some of the names are pretty clever. They pulled them out of the timetable in between 2005 and 2008, but Amtrak crews, any crew that had been there long enough would continue to call them using the original names. Sorry, I probably should have called a timeout right before we jumped into the new doohickey there. Let's see if anyone has any comments. Doesn't look like it today. Unfortunately, I just did the exciting part. So as you can see, this content like this is going to become more and more common as I got, with a more higher capacity camera, I just was able to go and take hundreds of signal photos, as opposed to like, well, I only have 90, I got to make every photo count. So I had much more of a potpourri in the early days. But again, we can get through 2008 pretty reasonably here, and then I'm going to call it 2009. But I will have additional content. I got a lot of renaming stuff still to do. I'll look around. I know that I have a bunch more things that I can do here. And I can always just keep doing 2009 things if I really need to. Huh. That's... Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, I seem to have missed one. Oh well, okie doke. So, I'm not sure how much I've talked about this before. B&O CPLs. I like to consider them to be the most theoretically advanced signaling aspect system in the United States. You have the same indications on dwarfs and masts and high masts. You have what is it? The central color. The color applies to how many blocks are clear ahead. So you only see green if there's 2 clear blocks. You only see yellow if there's 1 clear block. You only see red if there's if you're entering an occupied block or need to stop. And the orbital system handles all of your speed information. So this signal has. So we're looking at the back of this one, but this one can display both the normal approach, clear, stop and proceed, as well as an approach medium for the diverging route at the next interlocking. So here's an interesting thing. These junction boxes there's a wide variety of those. This is one of the older ones. It's I call it the clamshell. It doesn't really look like a clamshell. It's kind of like a big T. The reason I call it the clamshell is on the back of it, there's like a fan of metal casting bits. The other one might be newer, so we'll have to stop and see how that goes. One annoyance, I'm sure. I heard that toward the end they were having to do most of the signal maintenance on these with the bucket truck because the operator would, the maintainer would have to cantilever themselves out to fix that one. Each signal lamp, at least in this configuration, had its own cup, which each needed its own sort of lock. Now they're not key locks, they're bolt locks because they just use it's like a high security bolt. Like a spare tire kind of has. Another interesting thing we see here in 2008 is that CSX still has this is one location you still have the grade markers. These transform a stop and proceed into a restricting. Eventually, almost all railroads would eliminate stop and proceed and just have restricted proceed as a way to save fuel, which is commendable. Again, we have another interesting thing on the CPLs. You can just see, just like they have bare wires going up to the upper orbitals. So here we have a 12 o'clock orbital and a 10 o'clock orbital. Little secret, I kind of asked her so someone mentioned the orbital. I didn't come up with that. Someone I knew did, and I just thought it's been such a great thing. I've been astroturfing it hard for decades with Wikipedia and websites and just the naming, and I think it's worked because I've generally people now call them orbitals. In theory they're called marker lights, but a marker light is there's nothing technically wrong with that, but the problem is that it overloads what a marker light is. A marker is where you have it's the stop and proceed dot underneath a PRPL, or it's the it's like the thing you would have for the thing that converts a manual block signal into a whatever. There's a place where usually a marker is where you have 1 and it does a very specific task. So calling the constellation of 6 orbitals markers is a little it's whatchamacallit. It's all non-specific. If this was legal, if this mattered for legal purposes, they wouldn't use that term. Oops. I think I came back to this signal and got a second round of photos about 4 years later. Maybe I'll stop off tomorrow and see the new signal. Well, we'll see the new signal, when it was still new, later in the set. So my own nomenclature here, the round thing I call the target. The thing below it that you stand on to maintain the target is the basket. I'm not trying to those are totally my inventions, and I'm not going to try to get them popularized. But that's a useful way for me to describe what those are. One second. I'm going to check to see if what I have of this, because I want to see if I went back. Philly Sub, OML, come on. Excuse me. There you go. There's the numbers. 24, 39, 45, 58. I hope I have more. Oh, I went back. I think. Oh, I don't think I did. Oh, man, I was lazy. God damn it. Crap. Yeah, I only visited these this one time, and I did not take a sufficient. You can see this is like when I do this is why I call them the clamshell. It's got that sort of star on it, like a starfish. But you can see like a good set does substantially more than what I did at milepost 58. Oh God. Oh man. That one was just like free for the taking, and I just whiffed on it. Here we have our orbitals. Yeah, it looks like the this one here looks newer, and I'm betting that when the line was double tracked, that's original for when the line was double tracked, And when they single tracked it, they just moved both these masts into the single track and added that one as a for the approach medium. Interesting that they like wouldn't like paint them in the intervening like 50 years, but there you go. Huh. There we go. I'm puzzled because I thought I went back here. I love those G boards. There's some really nice old school ones. That's just a sign, a printed sign. I'm gonna check something here. Because in 2011, I went and saw that Amtrak's 40th anniversary train at Perryville. I could have sworn I stopped off. Oh, it was milepost 61. It was the one that was one down from that one. Because I literally chased a train across the bridge there. And I don't think I was able to make it at Havre De Grace, so I went down to the next one, which is at Aberdeen. Or wherever this is. I even got the I got the clear signal indication pulled up on that one. Okay, anyway. Here we have the southbound mast. Wait. Am I saying east? Oh, shit. These are east and west. Well, there you go. Amtrak is north-south. CSX is east-west. Well, great. Every picture it has to be, is going to get a new name now, so dumb. When I say new name, I mean I try to preserve many names, but I'm not going to go with a full, like, directional problem here. All right. So here we have the westbound mast rear. Both of them with our relay huts over there. And another one where I was dealing with some backlighting here. Huh. What is that, 30? All right, 1 second. I'm going to deal with this again. So this one I'm going to square cut. And then the first one, I'll include those cabinets. Oops. Because they're pretty visible. There we go. And the last one, just the upper segment here of the westbound CPL. There were some newer back-to-back ones. Those are the ones that were sort of installed up through the early 90s. Those would be post-1986 signals. I don't know if CSX immediately went to splitting them or to unsplit ABS masts. They probably did, but I don't know for sure. All right, that set's done. We just have 2 more groups of 11 now. Yeah, I hadn't quite found my whatever of how to fully document these. Really wish I'd come out here earlier. Due to the lighting conditions, I got some better photos of the eastbound CBL signal mast. Like these angle ones. In future years, I would get, for both of these, I would have gotten 360 degree shots. Every angle, front, back. I sort of forgot how easy it was to take pictures of these CPLs. Because like on a 3-headed searchlight, I got to take a picture of every head, the top 2, the bottom 2, the top 3. This thing, all you had was, effectively on all these ABS ones, with top orbitals that you could usually batch together, and the target and the basket. Oop. There we go. Another angle here on the eastbound CPL mast at Havre De Grace. And shot of the target and basket right here. So this one, as you can see, compared to that other photo I showed you, doesn't have those like starfish ribs on the junction box case. So like I said, there is quite a few variations on that CPL target junction box. And here we have the westbound right once again, sort of a side below. This is definitely the original signal, its original location with the original number plate. See, oh, here's an interesting thing. This guy has no number plate. He only has the G. The number plate indicating stop and proceed. If you've got a G on it, then it's that tags as an automatic, and the B&O didn't put an auto on it or a number on it. Here are our cabinets. Looks like they also had. The question is was this signal named Ontario Road? Let's go down the old Philly Sub here. Pope's Creek, Pittsburgh, Philly. Yeah, they all had names. And this is Havre De Grace. The one at 61 is Osborne, Aberdeen, Stepney, Belcamp. I've been to all of those. I don't know how many of these other ones I got out to. Clayton. I think I went to Clayton. I don't know about Bradshaw. I know I went to one of those ones in here, like White Mars. I also went to Rossdale. Yeah, I went to all of these at various points, or a lot of these at various points. Some of them sure were inaccessible, though. That was a lot in the 2012 time frame. I just wanted to check that it wasn't accidentally called Orlando Road. Oh, Ontario Road. Here's the westbound signal. So these are all approach lit. That's why they're not lit up. There's nothing approaching. That's why I did a bright version of these. This way I always have to go and figure out how you spell silhouette. And here we have the crossing, and then the new mast. So this one I assumed was replaced by the new mast, but it wasn't, because this signal lingered for years. Like that that replacement mast there was still there like 4 years later. I'll show you what I mean. Wait, where am I? Oh, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be here. Okay. So we can sort of roll in here. Go back in time. Wait, let's see in 2023. Oh, no. So it's gone by 2013. But these guys didn't get turned on and activated until like 2012. So I guess I just assumed that that they were gone already. And then I would see photos from the location like, whoa, they're still there. And I'll get into that in a little bit more. It's interesting. And here are the new masts. Now, I think that's why I didn't come back and get photos. I just figured, all right, I got my photos. They've been replaced already. So notice that only that one bottom head there is Darth Vader-esque. The other ones are more typical color lights. And I'll get closer more, and I'll show you something else that's weird. I think that these were there because the other two were just falling down. And then you had the whole PTC mandate, and they moved up all their resignaling timelines. That's probably what saved it. That there was no point to resignal that area, and because now they were going to have to do a full like signal replacement project. So like a dunce, I go over there and take pictures of the new thing instead of more photos of the old stuff. God, I was so dumb. But honestly, before Chatsworth, you know, the assumption was that, you know, I had 40 years of you know, signaling left. A lot of these locations, stuff that was new in the 90s, why would anyone ever replace it? So this looks like it's facing me, but it's the side because the signal heads are turned. Again, notice that those upper ones are not the Darth Vader style. They are sort of they're sort of a modern elephant ear. They're not a safe train narrow head. They are something wider and different. And that's the one. If that's any legacy, this did survive. So this signal here on the line is the one that doesn't have the Darth Vader hoods on the top, and they're not even safe train. And don't go anywhere now. This is the last set. Oh, did I check in on anybody? No, no questions. So we have the rear. You can see that I am doing the silhouette tactic in this one. If there's catastrophic backlighting, you can sort of silhouette it. Huh. Yeah, that's better. I need all that stuff on the bottom. Whoa, whoa, oh, crap. Oh, wait, no, it's there. Okay, never mind. Perfect. And the heads. So the question is can I get better stuff on those? Not really. Sorry, just getting these last couple in here. Can't really see much, so that's why I'm just sort of powering through them. So these, the signal heads here are, they're not, you know, you might think that they're USNS because they're square. No, they're actually Harman electrocode. or Harman Signaling. They got bought out by GE, so today you'll see these with the GE thing, Harmon. They got bought out by GE shortly before this, like 2004 or something. I don't know. Oh, now they're owned by something else. I saw them in Texas. So if I go over here and then down to TexRail, the new company is Lindsay. So they did this signaling. So look at this. Look, see, there's the GE, and that would have been Harman. And then now that's owned by this Lindsay company. Yeah, this is why I definitely want to I'm not going to be doing this too much more in the 2009 photos. Just don't have as much to talk about. Oh, shit. All right, and this angle, yeah, it's interesting that. So part of it is that I got photos is because they were Harmans. I hadn't really seen those. Now, CSX used to use. I've seen some of these signals down like. There was a time where before they started using a lot of Safe Train, they used these. So for all I know, these intermediates had just been here for a decade before. Now, I don't know why they had to attach that lower head, why that was different. That's an interesting thing there. Maybe the Aiken siding was not signaled, who knows? Someone stole it? I don't know. Oof. Yeah, it was interesting. Like again, I've almost put more time taking pictures of these stupid Harmans than I did the goddamn CPLs. I think a lot of that was just I figured it was CTC. There's no pole line. What's the like they're going to be around for decades, and they weren't. Down to 3 photos. So here we have a picture of the CPLs with the road crossing. So I've been looking at as soon as I realized I was going to have to like deal with most of these photos, because I got northbound, southbound wrong. I stopped looking, but here we go. Let's see what I have for this. Oh. Just verify the name of the road. Ontario Street. Oh, I love how they have this. The vehicle gate is a rail. An X rail. Mass westbound plus cool. Oop. And last, oh, 2 photos. Oh, perfect. Exactly got the square I wanted there. Perfect. And the last one, just a picture of this guy, I guess, plus the track. So that's the neat bit that now, ironically, this one that was just here for so many years is now the only interesting signal on the entire Philly Sub. It's the only non-Darth Vader. The only thing that's different on the entire line. So if you're ever in Havre De Grace, like I might be tomorrow, I might pop by, but I might not. Who knows? I'll even bother taking a photo. Oh, they put a defect detector there, huh? I wonder what that's about. Maybe it's part of the whole post-Palestine thing. Well, let me try to find where the detectors are. And there's one. There's one at milepost 46 Eder. And there's one at milepost 67 Bell Camp. Yeah, they've dropped in they put in a new one there. Well, there it is in 2024. It is not there in 2013, but there's a new hut. But that is not the same. That's a bigger one. Is it? Looks like it got... Yeah, that's a much wider one. Oh, man, I wish I just had an extra thing here. Yeah, I'll pop by tomorrow and get some pictures of that. But, yeah, nothing there on that side. Perfect. Done. Thanks for this little disjointed thing here. Thanks for attending, whoever is still there. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a great night. And I will be back at some point. Possibly in 2 weeks. I might also have a multi-night on April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So be aware of that. So I might be back on around the 15th. Or the 14th to the 15th, maybe more depending on some certain situations. And then, yeah, we'll see what's up on that weekend of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Okay? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great night. If you're in the east, stay warm. Just we get one couple more days of actual winter. All right, see ya.